Namaste. We are doing a series in understanding the essence of Bhagavad Gita in relation with the Havans for global good. For day 77, Lord Krishna, it was Janmashtami, and we were guided to do Gita Saram's Havan because that way we can celebrate Lord Krishna Tattva in a more beautiful and meaningful way. And the Havans for global good is intended to it's a guided Havans by divine, by Lord Shiva and Varahima and Durgama. And every day we get to understand a topic and pray for the world to have peace. And inside of that, the main motto is to have motion and Loka Kalyana. And since we have covered the Havan, I thought it's meaningful for us also to understand the life lessons. And someone of our soul tribe, the follower gang, has also asked for this. So as a special thanking them that, if they have not asked, I would have not done this series. I'm so thankful that they've asked about it. So now I'm talking about chapter 9. So yesterday we have done Havan on chapter 2, 9, 12 and 18, which are the most important lessons that we can take away while we are dealing with our everyday life in a more empowering way. And chapter 9 especially is called Raja Vidya and it's Guhya Yoga because it is so relatable as available every day. So the first teaching of Lord Krishna is God is everywhere and He is in everything. So what is that? We look for God in temples, we look for God at doing rituals, we look for God in figurines, idols. But what Lord Krishna says is He is there in the entire universe, in every way, every form. And He's beyond. Though He is part of it, He is inside and He is also beyond it. That's what He tells. So what can we do to understand this tattva? We need to understand and learn to see divinity in everything we do. How? We can relate it with people in our life, not just people we love, but also people we conflict with. The vices that we are talking about in chapter 2, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So we are having hundreds of vices. The samskaras that are coming from our past life karma. And people around us are placed to help us relieve this karma or relive this karma for us to get over it and to learn a lesson out of it. And during those times, it's very, very possible that we do get triggered by some people in our life, be it at your workplace, be it at surroundings, or there are certain situations, or there are certain principles that abide in, and when someone doesn't follow that, we do get triggered. Maybe we may not know any, them the moment we see that, say, you are principled, and when you see a road rage or someone not following traffic rules, we get so angry and we get irritated and start using foul language and talk bad about people and go quiet and stuff like that. We do get to see that in cities, especially where I live, because Bangalore is heavily traffically polluted. Yeah. So, and then the message that we can take in this aspect is, can we see Krishna in those difficult people, difficult situations, difficult emotions, and then embrace that tattva instead of reacting to it? Can I see Krishna tattva in nature because He's there everywhere? Here, the beauty I found, all of you know, I'm a super fan of Durgama, and everything I go back to my Shaktiism. But Lord Krishna, actually, rather than Lord Krishna, I have a lot of gratitude towards Lord Narayana, and because he's the first one who gave me darshan of his Vaikuntha. Even when I was in a very panicky state, to just calm me, he just took me and teleported me into Vaikuntha, and he gave me that darshan, which I can never forget. I've done a video about it also. Please check out if you wish to see how Lord Narayana looks. In one line, beautiful, we can never forget that. And I do, whenever I used to go to Venkateswara Swami temple, I used to always hear to that Srinivasa, and he's the first one who guided me that, yeah, your whatever voices you're hearing is not that you got schizophrenic or you got bipolar or you got mad, but really divine is speaking to you. So that's the reason I dedicate this whole series to that gratitude, and I want to talk about it. So for me, Krishna is Narayana, Narayana is Krishna. So he's the ever pervading divine, and Krishna Narayana is again my Kalima. So all are the same, and if we can see them in every challenging situation, every difficult people, every difficult emotion, every difficult triggering area in my life, and that outlook that God is there in here. Yeah, because when you look at Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samsita, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samsita, Avidya Rupena Samsita. When you look back these things, these sentences, and when I look back Devi Bhagavatam and Durga Saptasati, it's all the same. So when I can embrace that part of divinity with difficult situations and difficult triggers in my life, what I can do is my outlook towards life reduces a lot. I stop being judgmental, criticizing about people and lack, and be more grateful for their existence because they are here to teach me a lesson. And in that, whatever I do get triggered, exist Lord Krishna or Ma Kali or my beautiful Durga Ma or Varahi Ma, or to that matter, Lord Shiva also. So the tattva is the same, okay? So he or she exists in every place, everywhere. So that's what we get to understand in the chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita. So God is there in everywhere. So God is exists in every part, but is God only there? He exists beyond it. He's transcendent. He's everywhere. So we don't necessarily look for rituals or only on those places where, like, I have to go to pilgrimages, I have to dip in this place, I have to go there. Only then I can find God. God is nowhere but in our own hearts. When you get into samadhi state, we can find God in our own, and that image of God is more prettier, beautiful than the Dhyana Loka we do before you get into japa of God. So the prettiness of this whole experience. So every interaction with yourself and the fellow being or situation becomes so divine when you can see people, God is a person, and God, and relate with that person in a very godly manner, divinely manner. When that time comes, see, if God is there in the person you hate most, or um you judge the most, or the situation you don't like the most, you have that kind of reaction uh, you usually do? No, right? You will be watchful of your words, you will respond than reacting, and that gives us the liberation towards karma that is bonding between that person and me, because the more and more I get calmer in their presence, because I'm learning to embrace that part of me which got hurt in my because of my vasanas from my previous life, and I get triggered. For example, if I am a person who is very selfless, and why am I selfless? Because when just before the moments of my death, or some imprints get imprinted into my soul that I should never be selfish. Perhaps I'm selfish in another life, and because of that selfishness, and I saw the impact of it. Perhaps I would have decided that I no more want to be selfish. I want to be selfless. But here comes the key. Am I being selfless in this life, coming from the space of hatred that life I lost a lot because of being selfish, or to prove somebody that I'm so, or I'm coming from love and light? Again, this goes back to the chapter 2 of looking at our Kauravas and Pandavas that we are reacting to and embracing those things. So that is how we can loop back each chapter with each. And whenever we are in the spaces of doubt, that should I be doing this or not, or areas where I'm so scared, I'm moving out of comfort zone to take an action that is um, that is not very comfortable to me. Like as I said, when I'm selfless in that life, I'm selfless in this life, and I've been selfish in that life. So to test my lesson, that am I coming from love and light or coming from the past life vasanas of being this selfless? Divine puts a person around in my own inner circle who's super selfish, who looks after themselves but never nobody. So the moment we see that, we get angry that how can a person be so selfish? Yes, it's their right to be selfish, but we get triggered because it's our past. We do have an unfinished business with it. This is an example I'm saying, okay? And when we have that in our heart, we do get triggered. And the best way for me to complete this karma is in their presence, I need to be at peace. Whatever is that discomfort I have looking at their selfishness has to vanish. So for that, what is the best way for me? To look Krishna in that, to see Devi Ma in that. Okay, when Devi Ma is, when I can see in that person Devi Ma or Durga Ma or Lord Krishna, what happens is I don't react to that intensity to that person, and slowly, as my interaction with that person gets more spiritual, more understanding, more tolerant, more respectful about their choices for whatsoever they choose to be selfish in this life. So I don't have to get perturbed by it. If I can take that stand and do whatever is dharmic for me, again goes back to chapter 2. At that time is my karma gone. So that is a one very important place where I can say I can still be in the Krishna Tattva by looking at that difficult person, difficult situation, uncomfortable emotion, embracing as there is divinity even in it, around it. Okay, and again, how does it matter? Especially when we are spiritual beings, we will be the first thing that we get to see the signs is that we will be isolated. The same used to be so interesting to us no more feel interesting. The people with whom we used to have so much conversations, we don't feel like drifted away and we get more isolated because that's divine way of taking away from noise and putting us into our soul tribe or the path which is good for our soul growth. So during that time we feel so lonely, right? At that time when we know that divine is with me, I can have conversations with divine, though it is that I may not listen back immediately, but definitely it helps that I'm never lonely in my journey, and my ma or pa, I can have relations, right? Like all of these are around me and I don't have to be alone ever. So when I know that with every breath of mine my divine is right here and they are guiding me, they are supporting me in my journey, and when there is that kind of trust that I'm building, that's itself remembering divine in all the time, greatest level of bhakti. Then the point second is uh, I'm remembering. Okay, so there's a lot of debate on you have to do puja like this, you have to do ritual like this, you have to put this much prasad, only then divine accepts, you have to take like this. So this do. You should. When you look back Vedas, when you look back all this, that's not being told in that manner. Okay, it's your personal preference that you are trying to do, and what Krishna says or what Ma says is just give me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, even water with love, and I'll take it. I will accept it with a lot of love from you. Okay, so you do starvation, you hurt everybody in that because you get hungry, and then you because you say I'm doing vrat upas, and then you don't feed yourself properly, again you get hungry and you hurt everybody. Instead of this, you're today making that prasad with lot of anxiety, lot of negativity, and you're feeding to divine. I'm not saying you're doing, everyone are doing, but obviously when our stomachs are not full, not everyone has the capacity to be sane, right? At least I can't be sane when I feed myself properly. Some time ago, so I get this. I take confidence that yes, I'm doing it with passion. Even though my stomach is full at this point of time, I want to do it with stomach full and with devotion rather than stomach empty and always looking at time too, or getting into low BP or high BP, low sugar, all of this, and then dealing with those aspects. Clean your relation with your God Again, I give a disclaimer. I'm a very progressive guru. I am not for people who are into stringent, rigid rules. My teachings are all parabhakti, which is again what we are talking as the important aspect in Bhagavad Gita also. That parabhakti is the way for Sanagati is the way to his feet. So I'm only teaching that, and I am not against any other teaching. Again, I'm putting a disclaimer, but my way of relating with God is this, and it is totally up to you whether you take it or not. Okay, but I am doing it because I get guided like that, and I get confidence when I ask such questions. So I'm sharing it with you all. So rather than um, because of fear, because of someone said so, because of something will happen, instead of having that fear that will divine will take me, will divine accept mine, oh, I can't do it, but I'm just doing because of, please then get that anxiety into control and say that my heart, what I'm offering more important than what I'm doing. Okay, so I will try to give my being to divine than doing things for divine, because who, for a divine who has everything, what can we give up? What can we give other than my own surrender, my own being as a offering my heart? Please, Lord, whatever my existence is because of you, please take it. And I'm ready to serve you in all ways, in all forms. I see you. I please bless me with this wisdom. I see you in everything and every place, uh, difficult situation and person. That itself is a great thing, right? So we don't have to do something which you're so scared, or you are doing it because of obligation, or you're starving yourself. Then your energy levels are today allowing you to do two things, and you are usually your parents or your in-laws do 5 things or 10 things as prasad, and you're not able to do, be it your busy schedules or your health position or simply you're lazy. Whatever it is, you don't have to get into this guilt tripping that, oh, I didn't do it, so my prayers are not heard. What is that parabhakti that divine Krishna is talking about is, I don't need big ceremonies, I don't need wealth, I need sincerity. Your true heart matters to me more than whatever you are offering as prasad or rituals or the decoration or whatever is the cost, status, the grandeur. This is not what Lord asked. Lord asked simple thing, which is my whatever you give with lot of devotion, faith, reverence, gratitude. Even if it is a small glass of water, I will take it like its biggest gift. So please understand that and calm yourself and try to be more understanding the tattva of Devi Ma or Krishna, Bhagavan or Lord Shiva or Varahi or whatever God that is your Ishta, rather than getting into the rituals and more stringent ways to do it and getting this whole matter but not connecting with. I do get to hear a lot of people messaging me. I did Laksha Japa, 1 lakh, I did 50 lakh Japa, this, I did that. But how does it matter if you are not able to understand the tattva of God and apply that, whatever the calmness, why we do 1 lakh Japa? Because I get to understand my vices. And when I reduce it, automatically I put into the path of karma renewal and karma removal. But if I'm not working on any of my karma removal activities with my using my jnana siddhi that is coming through my japa, how does it matter? So that is where it all boils down to not number. It is about quantity, no quality. Yes. Okay. Then what can we do as practical ways to do it? One, we can calm our nerves when it comes to this prasadams and going crazy on rituals and grandeurs, comparisons that we have given this as tambulam, so I have to do this much. We have given this as bhog, so I have to give this much to God. All this is not required. What you do is full acceptance. Sima, even me, if I don't have enough funds to manage my havans, I may not be able to give everyday blouse and to God. At that time, in the beginning, I used to not do it. So I used to be absolutely okay because I know that when the time comes, divine gives and I can give it back to him. So we need to be at peace with whatever we are doing because end of the day, they are the one who is doing, making us do things to us. So if divine wants only for us to make clear and you want to do paisam and other things also, you'll be able to do only paisam, kheer. And then you might feel I have done only one. See, my relatives, my friends, my in-laws, my mother, they've done 5 items, 10 items. Only then Bhagavan Krishna gets pleased. He gets santusht. He blesses you with abundance. No, anything is fine. Just do it with lot of devotion, love, faith, and reverence. So before eating food, Krishna Arpanamastu. Before giving donation to people, Krishna Arpanamastu. So whenever you take Krishna, whenever there's a new dress, Jagadamba Arpanamastu. Amma, my mother gave me this dress. So when I give these things to it, becomes like a divine clothing, divine food, divine place to live. So that is how you remember God in every day, every moment, every, uh, like morning and night, before going to bed. After we pray to God that you are, thank you for allowing me to see the sun before going to bed. If I have a chance to meet you in this tonight, and if there is a day that comes that I don't see the morning, please bless me. Please take care of me. Please help me to be at your feet. Enough. That's more than what is the status that God can give us, right? And when I pray, a lot of people do ask me, is divine taking my blessings? Is divine seeing my prayers? Is watching my prayers? Am I doing anything wrong? Am I doing anything correct? So the sentence that divine Lord Krishna talked about is when you do worship to me with love, reverence, faith, trust, I will look at all the things that you don't have, whatever you are lacking, I will hold and I will preserve what already you have. That's what, see how good God Krishna says. So whatever you already have, I will keep it. Whatever you don't have, I will hold it. So instead of me constantly worrying, I don't have this, I don't have this, how will I get a job? How will my debts go? How will I'll get a good marriage? How will my relationship with my spouse? You do your worry. You give your worries back to Lord Krishna and you do your sadhana. What is sadhana? Either you wanted to do mantra japa, just do for 1 mala, 2 mala, 3 mala, till you feel peace at your heart. Or you want to do Sasranamam, Panchanga Sevanam, like you want to do your Kavacham, Hridayam, Tavam, Geetam, then Sahasranamam, these kind of a set, please go ahead and do. Or you want to do, you like to do Havans like me, please go ahead and do. Just keep doing sadhanas, whatever you are pulled into, and leave your worries at the feet of God. Understanding that He will take care, she will take care. All my burdens are not mine, that's His. He will take care. She will take care when the time is right. When my bad karma has come down because of my good karma. So I've done my kriyas in a way by praying, by doing some kind of efforts that are leading into good karma. It has gone up. And that is when you see that things also start going. Till then, God will give you a cushion. The problem won't go away, but you will feel that there is somebody supporting me at the nth moment so that I don't fall down. Who else can them? Who else can they? So that is where we don't realize all of this because, or we may see. So what if you realize or not, feel grateful that the moment you fall down, God will be there before you fall down to keep a hand so that He gets bruised, but we don't get the impact. So they take the fall. You need to have that kind of trust that, yeah, my God is just right here, me. That is what divine talks about. And when you know that, as the first chapter, the second chapter says, do your duty, but don't be attached to the outcomes. Don't be clingy to the result. So when you know, I will do my best, I will do my things, and I will handle the rest to my Krishna, my Devi, my Lord Shiva, my Kalima, or my Varahi, whoever speaks to you. I will do my sadhana. I will do what they told me, or what my guru has asked me to do, or what I feel like I want to do today. And beyond that, I will stop worrying on my problems, because when the time is right, they will take care. And I know for a fact that when I get a hit, they're gonna get hit more badly. And I don't want my Swami to get hit. So I will surrender, I will surrender, I will surrender. That's what is our thing. So, but what we are doing is there is one big discrimination. Since I'm saying this, you can't mix laziness with acceptance from God. Okay, every time I say this, Devi Ma also says this. Okay, when I'm lazy, she hits me, punishes me. But when I'm able to do certain things, she holds me. So don't mix it with laziness. Do whatever you can do your best. But if you're not able to do certain things out of your condition, situation, your circumstance, you give your best. Don't compare it with others. Whatever feels good for you, it's doable for you in your own spaces. Do it. If you feel lazy, God will take water only. Is that what when we know our Divine Mother, Father is doing so much for us, even for somebody who gives us ice cream, we want to reciprocate with ice cream plus chocolate, right? So when Divine Mother and Father is doing so much for us, do we be okay to give water? When I have energy, when I have Shakti, when I have means, will I be okay? No, right? So that is where I need to say, Ammo, my mother, father has done so much to me. This is the opportunity I get to be grateful for their contribution in my life. I'm so grateful. Swami, please give me opportunity to serve you more, more. Amma, please give me opportunity. This is what is our tone and tonality. That is what makes us more. The trust between divine and divinity becomes, the divinity with which I offer my trust becomes more secure and stand and more holding, because I know for a fact that it is being accepted. I don't have to be in this continuous anxiety loop that, oh, is it working? Is it taking? Is he getting angry? No, divine is not a person who gets angry. But what is punishment I'm talking about? The punishment I'm talking about is when I show laziness because of my vices. Okay, so divine do give us a lot of opportunities and to change for ourselves. So perhaps I've resisted a lot doing this divine work in my own because of my past life karma. I don't know. I told you all right. I can look your life, but I don't know to look into my life. So divine always, when I'm helpless, they come and hold me. But when I am lazy, they punish me. That's how it always been. So that is what is our next level teaching. Then the other thing is, all are equal in God's eyes. It is like God is created of all, okay, and every being of God is beautiful. So there is nothing called one person is more and one person is less. So there is no reason for us to discriminate caste, creed, or another religion, or another person, or another based on economic status. It's very, very important. Even today, in many lives, many families, there is a separate plate and a bowl for helpers, as if they're untouchable. So, webinar, what are we talking about? So, it's very important that we find divinity in our helpers also, and treat them with dignity and the respect that they deserve, because in divine's eyes, everybody are equal. No, he hates or she hates nobody, or everyone are dear to them. So if we are understanding Krishna's tattva, we need to embrace every being as much as we can. No hatred towards anybody, including people who are difficult with us, who have betrayed us, who have done wrong by us. Is there a way I can only relate with that person instance with karma as a prelude, but not as a person as a prelude? The moment karma vanishes, that person just goes away into our life and that problem disappears. So all we need to look into it is karma, and the implication of that is in my life showing up as a difficult person, difficult people, difficult situation, but not other way around. So even the people, uh, we are especially we're very, very quick to judge others, right, based on our situations, based on our status, or based on marks, especially parents. To our own children, we do judge a lot based on their failures, based on their performances. So kindly be embracing about their situations. They're going through their own paths, and how we have landed somewhere here now, they will also land. Okay, I'll do a big series on how Jivatma and how a soul is born, and then what are the lokas. Because again, another beautiful soul asked me this very curious question, so I'm gonna do a whole series on it. So during that time, we will know how much our children are here to bear the fruit of our karma, and it's all our acceptance and their acceptance that we have they born into us as a child. So if that is so, the same God who is taking care of us will also take care of my child or children. I don't have to be so worried or anxious about a moment that they are getting low marks or they're seeing YouTube or they're seeing something else. When the time is right, God will interfere. All you have to do is make them, sorry, 1 minute. All you may have to do is make some prayers, make them they let them also get this tattva, rely on God than their own vices, their own peers, their own situations. So what we do is not make them pray, saying they won't listen, and what we complain is about their attitude. So what we have to do is reverse, make them pray, stop complaining about their attitude. That's what is my small two pieces of advice. So even those are fallen, okay, maybe there is some person who is a thief, somebody who's playing a role of um, a wronged politician, or maybe somebody who is doing a wrong size adharmic professions. So they're all, we don't have to judge anybody. So the people, there are instances where the people who are into these fallen professions and fallen margas have raised to devotion and bhakti with some, if you look at Gajendra Moksham, the ego self of Gajendra, and he is considered to be one of the biggest example of surrender, right? So similarly, there are time and time when when the time comes, divine shifts us. So looking at these inspirational stories of Bhagavatam, Devi Bhagavatam, or Shiva Puranam, whatever Puranas that are there, let us be more acceptful, more tolerant, more patient, more mindful with our words, actions, thoughts, and um, more um, less judgmental, less critical, less making other person feel small, more making other person feel expansive, loved, cared, understanding, valued. Um, More treating every person, a colleague at office or a helper at your home, a child or somebody who's going through mental health concerns. The parents are might be struggling with their own problems, and the moment, imagine a life that person is, by locha of brain, he or she has some mental problem, and then special kids, they can't take them to any places because of this fear of judgment. Imagine a life, how horribly bad, isolating it will be for their primary caregivers, because the moment we bring them out into the society and they do some things and that makes them feel so shamed. Is that do that mother, do that father deserve shame from us because of our looks or our nosiness? How can we be tolerant towards them, more empathetic? Do you want some help? It's all right. A loving gesture, a pleasing smile, making them assured that it's all right. It's all right. We understand. Don't worry. That one gesture, how fulfilling that would be for them. Kindly understand all of these are very important for us to understand the tattva. Again, why am I saying all this? Because the self-realization is the only part which can take us to moksha direct. That we get a direct ticket to moksha. We'll understand all that in the next chapters, but still, then then we are understanding the power of the, okay, when we can, we are all talking about, okay, this is our knowledge, this is our beauty, and we have to be bound by our beauty, but we have to do, if I just leave every of my work and praying, will Krishna come and do my work? Yeah, he'll become a servant to us. He will become a servant to our devotion. They will do everything when we ask them to do, when we give our being to them. At the same time, it doesn't mean that we don't have to take any action, but take action in line with our wise Kurukshetra. So you have to embrace dharma, your vas, your Panchapandavas. You need to let go of your Arishat Vargas. At the same time, give your worries to divine and walk on the path of divine. So instead of overthinking, can I do, can I do, can I do, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. When the opportunity comes, knocks your door, because of your fear, we are gripped, we don't want to. Instead, do a trust fall. Say that Krishna is there to support me, Krishna is there to hold me, it's fine. How much ever possible. Don't be, oh, I have to do only japa here. I have to sit like this only and do. I have to do puja like this only. I have to do this only. There's no rule like that. All is a big mental check. Am I doing it out of laziness? No. Am I doing it out of love? Yes. Am I doing it out of faith? Yes. Am I doing it out of reverence? Yes. Am I having a lot of trust on this? Yes. That's what is our faith on divine. So instead of overthinking, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? What I can do, simply cultivate love for that divine that I am bestowing upon. I can sing, I can pray, I can chant, I can do japa, or every moment remember his tattva, remember his lila, remember his presence while walking, cooking, bathing, sleeping before, and that's how also it's beautiful. So why? Because this bhakti, this devotion that I have for my daily God, it transforms my actions. Every day I have, I'm whenever I'm being, whenever I'm having some tough times while I'm facing my life, the very fact that the moment chant my Devi Ma's name or my or Krishna Bhagwan's name or Krishna or Lord Shiva's name, it moments of pauses, moments of calmness, moments of assurance that I'm not alone in this, and there is a big force behind me. So temporarily, I might feel helpless, but the very moment I know I can divinity within and around me, it definitely transforms the way I look at my life. I look at my everyday, look at my problems in a more empowering way, because are things that are not in our reach. It's beyond our control. So at the time, having this outlook will definitely help us to understand kind of a thing. Right? Then the next lesson that what I'm to talk, love and surrender to divine is ultimate way to reach divine. That's what Krishna talks about. Okay, where all is distance. Okay, so he's giving you 100 years to life itself is a worship. So he's everywhere, he's spread everywhere. He's in the ritual, fire, he's in the mantra, we offer like our Vidya is part of it. So there's that is existing in this entire universe that is outside of God's presence, outside of God's actions, every part of it. And when you're, well, we, we do respect our and respect and serve them as if they are the um, they are the there is God in them, and God has come to our homes to eat food, to work, when you're contributing to the nature, to the life, to the people in your own capacities. Okay? Just look at how your work can get meaningful. Okay, I get a lot of empowerment by getting to do these havanas as a means to empower people's life, because with the people can live a happy life. So me in this act once asked me but if God guided and guides me and asked me to do that, itself me that positive doing so is to do for so many things. Perhaps they will also do that. So it's not perhaps, it will, they will do. They will look after you. They will take care of you. They will take care of the children. That is what they promised. So I will take that till my last. It is. So when you can take that as a input, but nothing is outside code. So everything is part and parcel. So when I cook, I'm serving to. Of course, we do prasadam, but there is a special reverence that comes when I cook, right? Because these days many people want to do Swiggy or many want to do Zomato and these ways, right? So the energy matters when you cook. What energy goes into your food? What kind of thoughts with the person who's cooking the food? All of this really matters to turn ourselves into more sattvic. Why? When you turn yourself into more sattvic, that's a way we can relate with God in a more intimate manner. We can get connected. Once you get connected, you can get your darshans, you can get you to them. All of that is possible. To get there, these are all service to humanity, service to God, participating and volunteering and donating money is one of those, but the only way you can you can feel that divine presence around you. And when you're each one of our jobs are purposeful, right? So please try to figure out, even if you're into tech jobs, even if you are into jobs that doesn't make any meaning, because you are dharma artha, second part is meaningful life. So when I can make a meaning out of what my doing job is contributing to my own self, my family, my society, my state, my country, if I can get there, that gives me a lot of empowerment. And when I am empowered to do my job, and when I look forward to work in my job or workplace, I am very happy because I'm working in my workplace for 8 to 10 hours. And when I'm not satisfied with that work, how can I be happy in life? Okay. But on the contrary, when I can make a meaning of how, how is my, how is my life impacting another, either person, planet, thing, or being, and then make a derivation of it and say I am the cause in the matter, and in that divine exists, and I am serving that divinity. And when I can work from that angle, my whole workplace transforms. The thing I get bored of cooking, when I know that cooking is for Krishna or Bhagavati, I get motivated to cook. Example is me only. I used to hate cooking. I don't like to cook. For 20 years, I used to always have a person to cook my food. Only when Divine asked me to cook, I started cooking. But now I enjoy cooking to a level that I know for a fact that they will enjoy my food. So Ryan or Shane, I will just go and cook. So that's, I'm not saying I'm great. I'm saying I'm also like you only once upon a time. So I understand. I understand the relatability of what is the struggle of waking up, cutting, chopping vegetables, looking after all this. If it is coming from somebody, it feels like, okay, I'm so tired, exhausted doing my tech work, and we'll again sit and chop vegetables and do those chapatis for so long, for so many people. But then that's their catch. If you can understand that the people whom we are serving at home, there's a divine in them, and then that motivation comes to us. That's something I want each one of you to think. And when you're even seeking help, when you won't do, you can't do, you won't do, you can't, anyways, you'll mess up. Instead of this, if there is a divinity in that person, we superwomen and supermen, men, right? We need help, just delegate it. But then the way we ask people is, why can't you understand as if the other person is a mind reader? Or if I ask help from you, it's gonna be more hard. Forget the moment we ask help. So instead of that, it's better that we ask them with a call existence. Bhagavad is existing in them. So when we ask, we them feel small, right? We don't make them being small, make them answer, make them feel they are criticized. We put a pleasing manner. And when again, most of it is coming from you know that the other person who have divinity inside, It's not if, when you do that, what will you do? You will take 2 steps and ask them to come 2 steps. Don't always lash the dirty on again and again with every fight with that. And you just try to let go. Don't hold grudges. Forgive as much as possible and move on. Do your best. Don't expect result, and know that things will be completely there, accepted by divine, whom I am praying with, because I am doing it with my best love and devotion. Okay, can it be better? Yeah, but if there is room for improvement, definitely. But am I comparing it with someone else's relatability? No, I'm only comparing with my previous earlier. I used to recite this with these many gaps. Now I'm doing it with this many gaps. Tomorrow I'll do it with less. So my comparison is with my own self rather than someone else. That's a very important takeaway that you can take it, because this my with people and etc. And why am I always on to this money kind of mindset? Because that will give me power to show off and stuff like that, or security. Again, there, if I can realign with coming from a space of divine alignment, whatever money has to come, me will come because it is aligned with divine. If money is not coming because of my previous pronunciation with money or debts, or I have betrayed somebody, divine by doing this mantra, this seva God, they will give us that spotlight through me or through anybody who is into healing or any other way, so that you get to get present to that kind of, and it's not through me, people like me. And then that way you can get present to it and work on it, so that every action you take becomes more joy. And the last point that I want to emphasize is Saranagati is the only way to reach divine. Okay. Even if you look at Durga Saptasati, even if you look at Bhagavad Gita, even the sinners, whoever Krishna Bhagavan gives 100 chances for Shishupalaka. Why? So that at least in that 100 attempts, there will be a place where they turn over. They will turn wholeheartedly towards devotion. So they can just think of, I kill people. Why do Durga Ma has to fight so long to all these asuras? Because by giving so, she is giving chance that inside always will they transform. And by fighting with her, they got into moksha. That beautiful unconditional love of her. Okay, see, and Krishna, same, no big difference. So what is that we have to do? Let's not be trapped or stagnant in guilt or mistakes. Don't be so attached with mistakes and fights. Embrace divinity there within yourself, outside of yourself, and each day it presents itself as a chance to reset your mistakes, reset to overcome your vices, your bad samskaras, your arishad vargas, cleanse your karma, pure game of sadhana, a pure game of surrender, pure game of trust on divine, a pure doing things without expectation, doing things with a lot of love, reverence, faith, and trust to divine, and turning towards God. All right. So spiritual progress is never about being perfect, but about being sincere. That's the underlined word, sincerity. Okay. So to summarize, the chapter talks about God is everywhere. God, so we need to understand to see how we can see God in people, even difficult people, difficult situations. We need to be utmost be caring about our nature, because divine is there. Even with our strengths, with our struggles, with our problems, with our deficits, everywhere divine is there. And then we need to offer sincerity in our devotion rather than grandiorness. So if a flower or a water or a leaf, or even remembrance, just spread the word with daily remembrance. You're doing your tasks, because if you don't know big mantras, just taking Om Namo Narayana is enough. It will wash out all your sins. That is what Krishna talks about. And offer our problems at Krishna's feet, all our burdens at Krishna's feet, with a trust that when I give to him, he will take care. So we have to just give it, do our work as per divine alignment, realign myself. When the moment of struggle comes, as we talked in the chapter 2, realign myself to divine alignment, embrace my Pandavas, discard my Kauravas, and understand that God is there everywhere, beyond status, beyond greed, beyond every all this. So we don't have to run behind money, we don't have to fame, run behind power, and run behind all this that brings us Arishad Vargas, a materialistic attachment. Okay, we need to win over it, but not get attached to our materialistic pursuits, and then live our life with bhakti bhavana, because that's the only way we can transform our ordinary life, okay, yours and mine's, whatever life we are right now leading, into a very sacred life filled with divine in every thought, in my experience. So that's our chapter 9, talking about bhakti bhava. Okay, let's again move to chapter 12 in the next video. Thank you. Sarvam Sri Jagadamba. If you like something which I have spoken, write it in the comments, so that at least if they don't see all this video, the snippets will help people who have no time or who are into this urgency. I know this became a longer video than expected. Put your understanding in a small bullets, so that I hope people who are passing this will definitely at least look at the comments and get some bites back into their life to enhance and enrich their life. And if you have watched all this till now, thank you so much. Your support means a lot, because this is the way I get a chance to ignite your life, and through you ignite 1,000 people. So that's your power, and you come forward to transform your life, to bring transformation in others, and I'm so grateful for that. All right, thank you.